Good morning and welcome to 10 Minutes at 10 for everybody. Today we are going to talk about new products and how new products can get you new profits. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a digital product to get new leads. Now this is something that could be really outside your comfort zone. You might never have done it before. You might never have thought of creating a digital product before, but they are easier than you think they might be. So your first task when you're creating a digital product is you want a quick win. You want something that people are going to want to be asking a question of you or your services or the kind of products that you deliver, and it needs to be something that answers that question. So it might be 10 days to lose £10. It might be 10 steps to get better bookkeeping. It might be 10 steps to improve your marketing, or 5 tips that your landing page can use to improve. Or the landing page one is usually something like 10 things that you must make sure your landing page is not doing. 10 errors on your website, is this you? So there's all sorts of things that you can create as an ebook or a digital product or a video that can then be delivered to your potential audience as a fab freebie. And the point of the fab freebie is that they don't get this fab freebie unless they've given you their email address and their contact details. So that brings that new person into your list and into your sort of marketing campaign. So you can now talk to them and you can now market them. Now, a common thing with digital products is they often lead to an upsell. So a good example yesterday, I had an ad came up on my Facebook feed, and it was an advert for Sell Like Crazy. So there's a guy, claims to have made, multi-million dollars worth of sales. Now, I don't normally buy these kind of things, but it's a book. It's a simple book. I quite like reading books, and this one had really good reviews. So I clicked on the link and I paid my, $16 for the book, because of course I'll get the book free, totally free. I've just got to pay for the shipping and the handling, which coincidentally is just about $2 cheaper than I could have bought the book on Amazon. But the point is, I wanted the book and I wanted to see what happened as I went through that sales process. So I bought this book for $16, although the shipping and the handling, not the book, of course, because that was free. And then the next stage on there, he went through a great big sort of spiel about, how he'd help businesses and how brilliant things were. And then, all the things that he could do to help people sell more, and all these selling hacks and the sales tips and, same old that you see on every Facebook sales ad. So then when I bought the book, there was an upsell for another $30. And if I wanted this book on how to sell like crazy, he would then do an upsell, how to sell like crazy on Instagram, how to sell like crazy on Facebook, how to sell like crazy on Pinterest. So they were very, very niched products that appealed to my sense of, I must do that. Because then you have this fear that you might be missing out if you don't go and buy that thing immediately. Now, I didn't buy that thing. I didn't buy the upsell. I just bought the book because I'm quite interested in reading that particular book. 5 minutes later, an email comes into my inbox and there's a different offer for about $50. So I didn't buy either of them, but if that was a particular area or a niche of mine and I was particularly interested in that particular subject, I could have bought the original book for sort of $16, then I could have bought the upsell for $30, then I could have bought the next upsell for about $50. So all in all, I could have been spending, $80 to $100 on a product when all I'd done is clicked on a Facebook ad. So the whole chain of digital products is really, really clever if you get the process right, and if you're able to find a simple product to sell initially. A simple product then creates an interest and creates that name and address on your mailing list, and then you can upsell. So if you can find a question or a solution or a thing that you answer, something that you can deliver quickly and easily in an ebook, something that your target market might be Googling, because Google's a handy way of finding out what people are Googling and what questions people are asking. If you can answer that question in that ebook, you can then potentially create products that can sell at $5 to $20 or pounds at a time that could easily rank up 100, 500, £1,000 worth of extra sales in your business each month. So that is just achievable using a digital product. Now, it is quite scary for some people producing a digital product, and we're accountants and we've got one now. So we've got checklists and little ebooks that we've produced in Canva and in Thinkific, which is our learning management system. It's basically our online school. And we've been able to use these products. It took us a while to learn them, but they do create an income that we, a couple of years ago, had never conceived was possible for accountants, because accountants obviously just deliver bookkeeping, accountancy and payroll. So there's so much more that potentially you could have in your business if you sit down and ask that question.
The best thing about it all is it's passive if you get the the recipe
absolutely
right. So it doesn't require your interaction all the time. And if you think about it, you're essentially selling, and basically you're sort of you're selling the product. If you are charging for it, if it's a fabulous freebie, you're basically getting a free lead without actually putting a massive amount of input in once you've produced the product. Obviously there's the initial setup, but as long as it answers a burning question, you've got a really good lead magnet. And then it's a set and forget culture. You just set it in place, make sure you've got all the automations behind it with the emailing, with the setup, make sure they have easy access. And then it's literally a case of set and forget. And the only time you actually need to review it is if something in it has changed so significantly that it needs rewriting. But 9 times out of 10, you can get the formula right. You don't need to worry about that too much.
Yeah. And the set and forget tools that we're talking about are things like MailChimp to create your email automation, which MailChimp itself is only a few pounds per month to subscribe to. And there are a gazillion online courses on YouTube that will show you how to use it and how to set these basic processes up. MailChimp itself has really simple videos and tutorials to help you use it. So don't be afraid of doing something completely different that you've never had before. So I can see that Portia is on this call. And one of the things that I can say as a parent, I really struggle to do my daughter's hair. I've always really struggled to do my daughter's hair because I'm not very dexterous in that way. But if there was a lead magnet as 10 tips on how to, do things on your daughter's hair, I would have bought that years ago because I was quite rubbish at it. And in the end, Casey had to learn to do it herself or have her friends do it because they were better than I was. But there's a workshop in there. There's a course in there. There's a day at the hairdressers with your kids kind of thing in there. There's all sorts of products that are not conventional products that one would necessarily associate with your type of business. So think about what it is that you've got, what you do, what you can offer that could be productized to get more people through your door, generate more sales and generate more profits.
And then leading on to our next point, if you don't necessarily have a digital product, there's also the option to create a new product in general. Doing something that you're already comfortable with, that you already have in place, essentially rebranding it and repackaging it. But with this one, if you have a team, really, really useful one here. If you're planning to create a new product, take some time out with your team to brainstorm, get some ideas, work out what you could do, what you do already offer, and what you can add to that, which would complement it. And the best part about this is you can do it all over a coffee and over a cake and
a carrot if you're dying,
or a carrot and some water, depending whatever way you work. But essentially you can do this, and also that's a tax deductible expense. It's a business meeting,
absolutely.
So really, really good, and it focuses your mind. Most importantly, there's nothing more distracting than sitting in the office and you've still got the PCs around you, or the clients around you, the phones. Take some time out, literally switch off for an hour, brainstorm, and then work out what your skill set is, what your passion is, and then can you turn any of these items into a product? So, for example, can you create an online workshop? Slightly different to a digital product because this requires interaction if you do take this route. So that's the key difference here. Can you offer a webinar, maybe a masterclass? And there will, of course, be a small fee, which you should be charging for anyone who attends. But the reach here is basically
as a mini course.
Yeah, treat it as a mini course and aim to reach, say, a smaller audience. But bear in mind, if you're charging a small fee, but you're impacting more than one person, so distracting.
Got Henry the dog is sniffing at the door.
Yeah, I don't know why he does that. He likes to do that.
That's what we're recording. Isn't it?
Yeah. Now, the good thing about a webinar is if you normally have like one-to-one client meetings, essentially you can do that one-to-many, and you can deliver the same content. But because it's more private in the way it's delivered, and obviously it's technically a one-to-one from their perspective anyway, you can have a bit more of a reach. Really, really useful. So can you sell an in-person workshop or course? If not, so you might have one where you don't necessarily want to go online, but you want to draw people in for like a one-day, I don't know, a bookkeeping seminar,
a sales seminar, how to meditate seminar, something that takes enough of your time that it can turn into a day's workshop or a half-day course or something like that. So the more of your time these products involve you delivering on a one-to-one basis, the more exclusive and the more expensive they are. So for example, we have a therapist in this group who runs courses. They run retreats. So she takes her clients away to Thailand for a week, and they'll run a retreat on how to run your therapy business, how to make more profits, how to make it more efficient, how to get more sales, you know, how to advertise yourself, how to hold yourself, how to develop yourself, that kind of thing. And she does it all in Thailand. So obviously that's a premium product that she can sell at a premium price, because they're getting a whole different experience for you know, the 3 or 5 days that they're out there. So think about your product map and where your customer is and where you want to take them to. So you're going to take them from zero in something to a hero in something, whether that is how to do hairdressing, how to speak, how to sell, how to do bookkeeping, whatever it is. They go from a journey from their zero position to a hero position. And if you can then create a product, whether it's a 1-hour online webinar, a 1-day workshop, or a 5-day retreat, you can then use that to bring more profit into your business.
And you can think about this alongside your sales funnel that you have in place at the moment. If you've got a load of low value items but no high end items, it might be worth branding a high end item. And likewise, if you've got lots of high end, it might be worth putting someone in the middle, maybe doing a lower tier. Just really worth considering, of course, how you're going to actually share your journey with the customer.
Yeah, because one of the challenges we often see in businesses is that the margins are too tight, they're too small. So people are trying to sell too much of their time or too much of their product, and the only thing that they've got to differentiate themselves from their competitors is the price. So the margins get squeezed, the price gets lower, and it's a downward slope as you're racing to the bottom. Whereas if you differentiate yourself away from your customers because of your service, it's more you, more of the stuff that you can deliver, and it's you that makes your product unique, that's different to your competitors, that's different to the people around you. And it's how well you can take your customer through their journey from zero to hero in whatever it is that you're doing. And that's where you make the profit. So that's us. We've done our not quite 10 minutes at 10 a.m. today. So today we talked about creating new products. Tomorrow we're going to start talking about purchases and where to save money, make more profit in purchases.
Some really quick wins in these as well.
Yeah, massive. So thank you for joining us today, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
So where's the double click? Always catch this out.
Well, I was trying to
I'm not even